I started when I was 18 because I had to pay for my own tuition, and they paid me so well, and I looked at the money and I was like, I don't want to pay this tuition. 80 hours a week
80
for
hours
6 months.
Oh.
Yeah. I should have been a doctor or a lawyer. I should have gone to school and studied more. I would have made a lot more money. But restaurants are very hard, you gotta understand. Like, he gets burned, he gets cut. It's hard. It's not for everyone. And the pay's not great. And the hours are long. But if you like pushing yourself and you like proving to yourself that you can do things, then yeah, the kitchen is a great place to develop yourself, essentially.
Hello people, and welcome to another episode of DiveThru. Today we're gonna be meeting a friend of mine. He's a chef with a very interesting life journey, which is also why I wanted to do this video with him. I actually met him during a volunteering program, and we talked in a cafe, and I'm like, whoa, bro, interesting life story. Can I have a video with you? So today we're gonna be following around as he starts his day, opening up his restaurant, asking him questions. So we're heading to his restaurant right now here in Nok Sapyong, or HBC. Here we are. Not open yet. We're here and we're gonna wait for him to arrive. It's 9:52. He's here. Hello. Yeah, I'm filming.
Morning, Dior.
Morning. Start smiling immediately. Starting prep. Starting his day.
Like 5 months. Yeah, I know him like 2 years, I guess.
Oh, how is he as a person?
He's a good friend, but he's a okay boss.
So, who are you and why are you here?
My name is Drew. I'm the owner of Hangry Plate in HBC. I am a Korean Canadian, and I love different food.
So like, how did you start cooking? Like, it's been how many years now?
Oh, 12 years.
12.
Yeah, 12 years. I started when I was 18. I was going to go to university. I did start, and I was working part-time job because I had to pay for my own tuition, you know, like most university kids.
Yeah.
And they paid me so well. I got really lucky with my first job. It was working at a Vietnamese place. I was like the grill cook, and it was just 2 people in the kitchen, 1 hall manager, 1 server, small kitchen, but it was kind of upscale in a good neighborhood. And they paid me very well. And 3 months in, it was time to pay for my tuition. But my manager quit. I got promoted with a pay raise. And I looked at the money and I was like, I don't want to pay this tuition. So I didn't. And
Why would I
kept
spend
cooking.
if I can earn?
Exactly.
So was this back when you were in Canada? And then after the Vietnamese restaurant, you just kept on cooking?
Yeah. So one of the great things is I worked at that place for over a year, my first job, but I got bored. I turned like 19 and I turned 20 and I got really bored with the same thing. So I changed jobs, but eventually I started dishwashing, prep, line, grill, fry, sous, you know, the whole list. I even went to hall. I even went like server and hall manager,
Whoa.
fast food, catering, fine dining, weddings,
Whoa.
you name it. I just wanted the whole experience. You know, I always thought if you're going to be a cook, not just for the money, but like you want to do it professionally, then you should get a whole like breadth of experience and you should focus on what you want to do. So I did, and I was kind of like, I want to open my own restaurant. I know I don't have the money for like a fine dining establishment, so I aimed a little lower for like fast casual.
Okay, so going to HBC, what is HBC? From the first time we met, you're like, you should live in HBC.
Absolutely,
like, you're recommending it so much. Like, what's so special about this area?
Because I support the local community. It's a very international, multicultural,
Yeah.
community. You know, we have churches, we got mosques, we got people from all continents of the world. We support each other. Mostly speak English, but you do find a lot of other languages here. And it's like the best neighborhood in Korea. It just is.
You keep saying that.
It's not made up. It's not posh. It's not like pretentious. It's like real. It brings you, it makes space for you. Like
okay.
you are welcome here, and people that want to live in Korea long term, I highly recommend HBC.
Is it a residential area? Because I've only gone down this street and it's all just restaurants and cafes.
It's literally just this one street. Everything behind here is 99%
Residential.
houses. Yes.
Oh.
It is the most international place in Korea.
Oh.
But
okay.
I think it's about 1 in 10 people are international.
1 in 10. Oh, that's not so much then.
It's not crazy, but
It's not. Yeah.
the whole neighborhood is like that, so it feels like a lot more.
Yeah, that's true. Also, like all the restaurants here, like from all over the world. Like I see, like
Yeah,
Hispanic and like Asian and African, even like some.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all.
It's hard to find Korean food here.
That's true. Does HBC have a special history of how it became so international, or did it just so happen? Because for people who don't really know Seoul, like this is next to Itaewon, and Itaewon is also known for like this very international community. So like, what's the history? Like, how did it get here?
Okay, so Yongsan base, the U.S. military base. Well, it was a Japanese base, and then it became the U.S. base, and they've been there for like 50 years. It was the largest overseas base in the world. So it was a huge military presence there. And because the US military was there, a lot of the North Korean refugees that fled North Korea settled here, especially the North Korean Christians, because they were persecuted. They couldn't stay in North Korea. So they settled here near the US base to seek protection. And it was more economically viable because the US soldiers had USD. Korea was a very poor country back in the day. Fast forward to today, the US military has left to a more rural area. And the people that remain here, the businesses and people that settled down here, are still connected to the US. Their history, their culture, and just the concentration of foreigners here has allowed Itaewon and up here Doksa-pyeong and HBC Gyeongnidan to kind of maintain that international culture. Now, you know, we kind of pull people into our gravity for the simple fact that it is international, which is why I keep telling you to move over here, because we need more people to stay here now that the US base is gone. And you know, this is like, it's very unique in Korea because it's not like too touristy like Myeongdong. It's not posh and modern like Gangnam, but this is kind of like a continuation of history.
That's true. So like, did you want to open up a restaurant from the very beginning? Was that your plan all along, or did it happen along the way? Like, was there something that triggered it, or?
As soon as I left my first job, I think I was like, you know what? If this was this, it'd be better. If this was this, it'd be better. Oh, I could do better than this. Like that. And ever since I was 20, I wanted to open up my own restaurant.
Whoa. But then that was in Canada. So why are you now in Korea? Like, how did that happen?
Oh, so one of the great things about cooking is you could cook anywhere in the world, any country, any city, anywhere. So I traveled around a lot in Canada, especially, and the US, just working at different places, living at different places. Sometimes I would take pay cuts just to live at a nicer location. And I was doing that for a while. I was in Vancouver. I was going to open up a restaurant with my partner, and I was going to be the chef there. But then that was the time of COVID. So 1 month before grand opening, COVID hit. We shut everything down.
No.
Kind of gave up on that whole plan. I can't even go to the US with my Canadian citizenship. But I realized I could still go to Korea because my parents are Korean and they live here. So I decided to take a flight, and I've been here ever since. I came here and I started working in the restaurant. Yeah, my brother said, I said, oh, maybe I could go to Korea and teach English and make good money, because English teachers make good money in tutor. But he said, no, just keep working in your restaurant. Just work on your craft. Don't worry about the money. The money will come later. Just focus on making good food. I'm glad I took his advice. He's a very good mentor.
Oh, so even in the midst of COVID, you opened this place?
No, no, no.
Or it was another restaurant?
I was just working at different restaurants.
Okay.
All kinds of restaurants. Where I met Dior back there.
Oh.
Yeah, he has a similar story, I think. He came when he was 18. I think he lied on his resume. And he got a job at a really nice place, like a fancy fine dining, $350 per person course meal.
350,000.
Yes,
Whoa.
that's the regular price.
Whoa.
If you want the full thing, it's $450 for the omakase plus like 125, $150 for the wine pairings.
I don't think I've ever eaten anything that expensive.
No, we're talking like your K-pop celebrities come into our restaurant, and I remember we almost had Blackpink come, but then she got sick.
Oh no.
It was when she was too weak to like.
Oh
she was
no.
sick. She was sickly.
So you both met at that fine dining restaurant?
Exactly. Yes.
Whoa. How is it like working in fine dining compared to like other restaurants?
Much more technical. I think it's less labor intensive. I mean, we could get Dior's opinion on this. Dior, what's the difference between fine dining and working here?
What's the difference between the fine dining
And working here.
and working here? Here, yeah, it's kind of more chill sometimes, but it's still like kind of same because like still like a lot of things to do in the both places. But that place is gonna be like more responsibility and more stress.
Really?
Yeah, because like when I used to work there, I used to work there like 1.5 years, and then I learned like all the sections. We had like 3 sections there. I wasn't there at the hardest section. That was the French section. And the most hardest thing is like if you're gonna make a small mistake, they're gonna start yelling at you or whatever, like without the like thing, like the even the tiny one, because like we are charging a lot for the people. So no matter what, food has to look good.
Did you have cooking experience before? Did you learn cooking or did you learn it?
Honestly, no.
I knew it.
Honestly, no. Honestly,
I knew
no.
it.
In this resume?
Honestly, no. Honestly, no. Because as soon as I came to Korea, I worked in the one place that was kind of Korean restaurant, I guess, like small, tiny. I quit, and then I applied for this job, like the one I worked before, restaurant, fine dining restaurant. So yeah, that's it.
Wow.
That's whole story begins right there.
So you met in the fine dining restaurant and then you pulled him out, or like, and then you made your restaurant?
Oh, so the place that we used to work at in Cheongdam AO, it closed down. The 사장님 said, I'm shutting down doors. So everyone had to leave, and I opened this place 1 month after that place closed down.
That quickly?
Opening up a restaurant, you need either a concept or a location. And as we were closing down the restaurant, because I knew we were closing down like 2 months in advance, I started looking at locations, seeing where is open, who's doing good, who's running out of business, how much this place costs, how much that place costs.
Okay.
Depends on the neighborhood. Some places are like, they want like 100 million won deposit. Some places are like, oh, we need like 20 or 10 million won deposit. Like, it really depends. And I saw this location, and I live in this neighborhood, so I understand the market pretty well. And I said, this is a A+ tier location. I'm gonna grab it. And then I came up with the food for the location.
Oh, so it's like the comfort food, like international vibe is actually made to fit HBC.
Exactly.
Do you make money if you make this kind of restaurant? Because I heard that if you make a business, like in the first year, you're basically just owing money. It's just investment. So like, how is it for you in this place?
Korean business owners have a different mindset, but coming from the West, I believe in the 30 rule. So it's 30% food costs, 30% labor, and 30% rent, and then 10% profit margin.
Okay.
So if I sell here 20 mil, I'm left with 2 mil. I'm not getting rich, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm also working as the owner means I'm getting to pay myself part of that 30%. And Dior here, I hope one day he can grow into a managerial role, and then I could expand and just hire people and keep that 30-30-30 rule. If I open 3 restaurants, see 10-10-10, 30%, then I could pay myself a decent salary.
So it's doable.
It's doable, yeah. But restaurants are very hard, you gotta understand. Like, I'm lucky because when Hangry Plate opened, we made waves with the local community, and like 90% of my customers are just locals. Even though this street is very touristy, I'm not exactly the kind of place you would go on a nice outing or a date, but I'm more of the place you would go if you're searching for good food, no frills, or you're local and you just need a bite. But I saw that there was a market for it in this neighborhood because there's just so many nice wine bars and
That's true.
high-end restaurants that for me living here, to find something that I could just grab and go was hard.
And it's very economic. Like, it's for that portion in another place, especially Western food in Korea is really expensive. For pasta, it's minimum 15, 18, 20, and it's not even good. But this is like 12, and it's like the gumbo and everything, lots of meat.
Like, I don't need truffle in my pasta. I don't need it.
It's like, truffle's good, but not for the price.
I don't need it. I just want pasta.
That's true. How does the prep work? So do you cook everything each morning? But I don't see you cooking today, so I guess it's not an everyday thing.
I can cook it tonight.
You can cook it tonight, and then, so you cook in like a big pot, and that's enough for like a couple days?
3 days max.
3 days max.
Yeah, so every day I'm cooking one big pot of something.
Okay.
And then we just kind of circle
Rotate
through
it.
the next thing, the next thing, next thing, and it's just an everyday kind of prep.
Whoa. So what do you think is the hardest part about opening a restaurant?
Hiring.
Hiring.
Yeah. I've gone through, before I reached out to Dior and he was available, I've hired maybe like 10 people.
Really?
And none of them really worked out. Because I'm expecting a lot. Like, anyone could cook, but I expect someone to come in with a certain amount of knowledge and character. So they have to be willing to put their blood, sweat, and tears into this place. And Dior is such a good worker because his attitude is always, let's do more. I like it when it's busy, I don't want it to be slow. He gets burned, he gets cut. It's hard, it's not for everyone. And the pay's not great, and the hours are long. But if you like pushing yourself and you like proving to yourself that you can do things, then yeah, the kitchen is a great place to develop yourself, essentially.
So before you hired those like 10 people, were you just doing it alone?
Yes, for 1 year.
1 year?
As I was making sure the restaurant was staying afloat, because I borrowed 80 million won to open this place.
Okay.
Small place, 80 million won. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I had to start paying it off.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's
Conversion over here.
That's a lot of money. Like, think of how many dishes I have to sell to make 80 million won.
Yeah, and your prices were even cheaper than now.
It is, yeah, it was. Because when I first started, I needed to bring people into the door, right? So I was selling things at like no profit. But you know, now that it's picked up, I raised the price by 1,000, 2,000 won. Now I'm starting to make more money. I paid off a good portion of my debt. I hired Dior, so now I could expand into catering. Yeah, business is fine.
In the beginning, how long did you work, like per day, per week?
80 hours a week
80
for
hours a
6
week.
months.
Oh.
Yeah. I should have been a doctor or a lawyer. I should have gone to school and studied more. I would have made a lot more money, believe me.
With the same amount of
Same
hours?
amount of hours, right?
Yeah.
Probably less.
Okay, then what's the best part about opening a restaurant?
Oh, I get to be my own boss.
Oh.
Yeah, so I get to do things how I think makes sense and is good. So there's no like standard that I have to follow. This is my restaurant. I can make the food that I love to make.
That's true. It's like, I think you mentioned it the last time, the menu, it's like, is it a concept of like international fusion food? No, it's just stuff I like to eat.
Exactly. Well, it's like comfort food. It's
Yeah, that's
delicious. It's good for the Korean palate and the international palate. I kind of want to make that bridge.
It's kind of like the chef's picks.
Yes.
But that's it.
Yes.
That's all you sell.
There's no restaurant in the world that sells this combination
That's
of food.
Which one's your favorite?
Gumbo, by
Gumbo.
far, hands down.
Hands down?
Yeah. How about you?
Gumbo.
Yeah, right?
From the like I think I tried like 4 of the 5 main dishes. I liked the gumbo the best.
Yeah.
Maybe because I've never personally eaten gumbo before, and it's like it has spices that I don't even know what's in there, but it's good. That kind
I
of.
think there's maybe like 3 restaurants in Korea that do gumbo, and it's very hard to find an authentic gumbo. This is a Southern American dish, but even in America, it's very rare to find gumbo.
So how did you get this gumbo recipe?
Well, I was working, and one of my sous chefs made gumbo for our staff meal.
Oh.
And I took a bite and I said, wow, this is the most delicious thing I've had in a long time. It was a trade. This one doesn't like it. But like if you did everything right,
He's still gonna find the mistakes for sure.
You got a small portion. Oh no, I got a big portion. So what is in this gumbo? I
Oh,
see. Is this chicken?
chicken.
Chicken, shrimp, bacon, extra. rice in the middle. It's like it's what you want in a stew. It's like just everything.
Everything.
잘 먹겠습니다. What? Is this American?
It is American.
Let's eat.
Perfect. Okay, wait. I'm gonna dig in Dior's. I'm gonna take some of that.
For me, gumbo kind of tastes like curry because that's the closest thing I know.
It is. That's what I tell people when they come in. They're like, "What's gumbo?" It's kind of like a curry. It's thick, stewy. Mix it with the rice or the bread, but it's not. The flavor compilation is just really different.
So, what about in the future, in 5 years? What do you picture yourself doing?
Oh,
Or
so
like with the restaurant? Like
for a restaurant, profit margins are pretty slim, but this restaurant is established now. But I also want to open up another smaller takeout and delivery location in Gangnam. And then I want to open up another location, maybe up north or near Hongdae. And once I have 3 locations, I'll feel kind of more comfortable. And that's in the next 5 years.
okay, I guess it's almost time for opening.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Any moment now, we'll have coupon orders ring in.
Kupang. I saw you do deliveries as well.
Oh yeah, we're mostly a delivery place.
Really?
Delivery and takeout, yes.
So, final advice or message for people who maybe want to open up their own culinary business or
Oh.
work in the culinary world.
Well, you have to focus on what you are cooking and it has to be good. Just make the food good and the money will follow. But don't neglect the business side of things because a restaurant is not just your home. It's also a business where you have to make money to keep it afloat. People are willing to give you as much money as you want as long as you're providing the food that they want.
True. Okay, so that's it for today's DiveThru and we'll see you in the next video. Bye! Oh wait, I'm gonna put this in the front. Can you introduce yourself? What? It's okay, we cut it and we put it in front. It's okay,
yeah,
okay?
no problem.
Okay,
Go on.
so, who are you and why are you here?
In the end.
Yes.
My name is Drew.